I want to talk to you about some practical advice for setting up your home office. This isn't a detailed technical explanation, but just a few top tips that might help you in 4 parts. So the first is where you want to work. If you do a Google search on how to set up a home office, you're going to get hundreds of articles on creating a space for yourself and not fusing your living space with your workspace, and on it goes. Look, I've worked at home for 18 years now, and I love it, by the way. I don't see it as a distraction or a problem. I think that this massive experiment we've got of so many people working from home is going to be brilliant, and lots of people are never going to go back to the office. But I can tell you it's not as easy as that to find a space in your house, and it doesn't work for everybody. Different personalities, right, need different things. The most important thing you need to do is to create a comfortable space. And by comfortable, I don't mean your bed or an easy chair. I mean a space where you can just do your work. And this, for me, is one of the biggest things. We need a mindset shift. It isn't just about taking your office home. It's about setting up your office in your home, and that allows you to have a very different mindset. It means you don't have to pretend to be at the office. Now, I pretended to be at the office for this video, but why? Why would you put a suit on to do a video conference call when everybody knows you're at home? Why would we pretend that somehow putting a suit on means you're working harder than somebody who's still got a t-shirt on? Now, maybe you don't want to wear your fluffy pajamas or something like that. That's not that professional, but a t-shirt is not unprofessional either. Set up a home, your home, so that you are comfortable and confident that you can deliver good work, whatever that means for you. For me, it means sitting in a nice leather chair with my laptop on my lap and the TV on in the background and some music playing. I don't have irritated and irritating co-workers anymore to tell me what to do. As long as the family's happy, all of that works. The other thing, just by the way, is that I found that the coffee at home is a whole lot better than the coffee used to be at the office. Now, this is maybe not something you want to do on a conference call, but hey, it's your house, it's your rules, whatever gets you productive, let's just do it, right? Second thing you need to think about is your technology. And here I'm just going to say 4 things that you need to consider, and I'll leave you to do all the practical stuff. The first is connectivity. If you do need to upgrade your data speed and your package, do that. And if your company has to pay, please ask them, at least put in a budget request to see if they will pay. If they don't pay, you know what? You're not paying for your commute anymore. You're not paying for petrol. You're not paying for maintenance on your car. Maybe you can just fork out a little bit. Seriously, obviously, the better your connectivity, the better everything's going to be for you. Secondly, consider security. You don't want to be fired because your child hacked into your easy-to-hack password at home and was able to send emails through your account or mess around on your system. So just consider security. Speak to your IT department if you need help. The third thing, and it's very similar, is backups. Make sure that you've got backups. Otherwise, if anything goes wrong, you're going to be in trouble. And if your backups are not going into the cloud, and if IT hasn't quite set up your backup system at home, speak to them and make sure you have a backup solution. And the fourth thing is to consider what apps you are going to use. Yes, I know IT at your company has a set of software that you're supposed to use. But when you're working from home, you have a lot more options. And I highly recommend that you and your team experiment with some of the productivity apps that are out there. I'm not going to recommend any to you now. There's just hundreds to choose from. All I'm saying is experiment with some of them. The third thing to consider when setting up a home office is to keep track of your time. You know, one of the great things about working from home is that you're always at home. But one of the downsides is that you're always at work. And that work-life integration is definitely an issue. It's one of the good things about working from home, but it's also one of the bad things. Just a few tips. I think it is really good to have a set starting time. We'll talk in another video in the series about how to manage a virtual team, and I'm going to suggest that if you have a team, that you should all check in the morning with each other, especially if you are new to working virtually together. And that gives you a set starting time. It doesn't have to be ridiculously early, but maybe 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, there's a time when everybody checks in. That's, I think, a good thing. Take a breather every 45 minutes. This is just good, healthy living advice. You get up, stretch, walk around a little bit, and every 2 hours, or every sort of third breather, step away. And get a little bit of sunshine if you can, or get something to eat. Don't forget to eat. This is what I mean by keeping track of your time. Some people even set an alarm for 45 minutes because you can get stuck into your work. Remember, you don't have the rhythm of the office life. You don't have those colleagues of yours who are going to the coffee break or taking a smoke or going for lunch, or the rush as the end of the day happens that alerts you to the fact it's the end of the day. So you've got to build those rhythms in yourself. And that leads me to my final point in this video, and that is choose an end time. Have a time when you say, that's it, I'm done at the end of the day. Remember that getting into rush hour traffic and driving home or getting onto public transport to take you home, as infuriating and frustrating as traffic might have been, it was also a buffer between you and home, between the office and your personal life. Give yourself that buffer as well. Have a moment to end, and then give yourself a buffer. Maybe just listen to a few minutes of music, maybe catch up on the news, maybe phone a friend, maybe read a book. Put something in place that says that's the end of that thing, and now there's this buffer moment, and then there's something else to do with my family or my pets or your partner. Practical tips, I hope. Not an in-depth workshop, of course, but just some practical things for you to think about to hopefully make the working from home experiment even better for you. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do.